Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about Antman and the Wasp. In this review, I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film, and whether or not you should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler-free. However, if you don't want to know anything about the film, and you want to go completely blind, then let's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
Hey, what'd I miss?
We were just tiny!
It takes two to make a thing go right.
So Antman and the Wasp is the 20th movie in the Marvel hold on a sec, give me a sec to fix this. Ah, there we are, that's better. So where was I then? Alright, yeah. Antman and the Wasp is the 20th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and sees the return of Paul Rudd's character Ant-Man and Evangeline Lilly's superhero debut as the Wasp. In Antman and the Wasp, Hank Pym believes he's found a way to bring his wife back from the quantum realm where she's been stuck for the past 30 years. To do this, he needs the help of Scott Lang, the current Ant-Man. The only problem is he's stuck on house arrest because of the events of Civil War. While trying to do this, they're on the run from the government and from a mysterious villain known only as Ghost. Now, most franchises after their third or possibly fourth movie struggle to keep things interesting or entertaining. Yet after 20 movies, the MCU still keeps things interesting, still keeps them entertaining, and this movie is no exception. Now, I would have had the review out for this movie a lot sooner if it wasn't for one main reason: the World Cup. They seem to think that just because the World Cup was on that no one would actually want to go see this movie. Even though the week that this movie came out in America, the World Cup was only in its early stages and not as many people were watching it, I don't think. But honestly, who cares about the World Cup, right?
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming.
Okay, anyway. But I digress, let's get back to the main review. The first thing I want to say about this movie is that Paul and Evangeline's characters have great chemistry on screen and work really well together. They show this in the first Ant-Man movie, and after a bit of a rocky start in this one, they show that they have a lot more to give to this franchise. They show they work great together in the serious, more dramatic scenes, and also in the more light-hearted, comical scenes. And that's the main thing about this movie. At its heart, this is a comedy. And the comedy in this movie works very well. I do think that if there were more people in the screening that I went to, it would have got bigger, more exaggerated laughs. But because it was a smaller crowd, people tend not to laugh out aloud as much. But nevertheless, despite the small attendance in the screening, it didn't stop the movie from being as funny as it was. They really show off a lot of new interesting things with the Pym particle technology in this movie, such as the way that things grow and the way that people grow and shrink and whatnot. They incorporate the sizing technology a lot more in the fight choreography than they did in the first movie. And speaking of the fight scenes themselves, though it did have a little bit of shaky cam, for the most part the fight scenes were well choreographed and comprehensible. And also very entertaining to watch. But to bring it back to the Pym particle technology again, there does come a certain point in the movie where you have to expend your sense of disbelief. Because the things they do in this movie really takes the laws of physics with a pinch of salt. But I think if you really want to enjoy the science in this movie, I think you have to not think about it too much, because you'll just be sitting there poking holes in the movie the whole time. But now the villain themselves, to not give too much away, I would say that this villain really falls into the category of the more forgettable Marvel villains. I mean, the villain is called Ghost, but if you can tell me the character's actual name without looking it up, I'll be impressed. So to sum it up again, the villain's okay, just not really that memorable. It does what it needs to do for this movie and not much else. Overall, guys, this movie has great characters, an interesting enough story, well choreographed fight scenes, and overall just pretty much fills the void until the next Avengers movie, which is pretty much what we all really wanted. But I should really say this movie's actually holding us over until Captain Marvel comes out, which I'm sure we're all looking forward to seeing. But now, just before I finish up, I have to say a quick something about the after-credit scenes. I won't say what they actually are. All I'll say is that the first one is worth seeing, the second one's more for comical relief. But imagine if you're a true Marvel fan, you've already actually seen this movie and you know what it is, or if you haven't seen this movie, you'll stay to the end anyway because you'll want to see what it is. So I'd say if you want to see the end credit scene, then, you know, see it. But if you're not really fussed about seeing a little comic relief scene, then I'd say you can give it a miss. It doesn't really do anything for the movie itself. But as for actually going to see the movie itself, if you're a Marvel fan, you're going to go see this movie anyway because, you know, it's a Marvel movie. But as for the audience who don't really see a lot of Marvel movies, I would say that you should go see this movie anyway. I wouldn't say that you'd be completely lost. There is a couple of things that they reference about previous movies. But if you're looking for just like a nice time at the cinema, I'd say go see this movie. Okay guys, that's my review for Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And again, what's your favourite Marvel movie? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. And until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!